Hello everybody, this is Detective Daddy from Boston, Massachusetts, and this is, I don't know, my second or third video today that I've made concerning this still one box of pennies. I've gone through rolls 8, 9, and 10 in this box, just so you can see. I know you're looking at a lot of pennies for three rolls, but really not a lot. These ones here are all on the reverse, and it has to do with the 0 in 1, where there are minor. They might be die markers, not die cracks. If anybody knows more about those, please do let me know. Same thing with these here. I think a lot of these might be die markers, not die cracks. For some reason that one there is face up. These ones here are the ones with the die cracks at the back of the neck. And actually I'll show you these real quickly here, what I'm talking about as far as the Owen cent, in case you are just now seeing this for the first time. You'll be able to see what I am talking about. They're very faint and very hard to pick up even with the microscope. They're much easier to see with the loop, to be honest with you. But literally it goes from, if I can get my finger in here just right at the top, and then it starts through the at the bottom. It doesn't go underneath that I have seen, and you can barely see it there. That's what I'm looking for on those, and those might end up going back. Now on the next batch that's over there, it has to do with the T in cent. That one there you can kind of see a little bit clearer. But again, I think that might be more of a die marker, not a die crack. There are some of these that do have die cracks, and that could be one. I mean, definitely give me your opinion on it, because I definitely want to know. And that does appear to go, as you can see, under the T, and also a little bit right there at the bottom. Sorry for my finger, it's kind of blocking the light. I don't have a pen on me right now to point at it. I should have thought of that. And the other ones that I'm looking at have to do with what I call the runny nose Lincolns, which somebody else actually called them. I was calling them the frosty Lincolns. But this has 3 die cracks in it. You'll see the one right there to the right of the Y under the back of the head. I get my finger in there, right there. And then you have 2 more in the front, which, if I can get the lighting just right, you'll be able to see them. You see the one under the nose, and then there's the one under the bottom lip. Those 3 there. I found quite a few of those. That right there is just a scratch behind the head. Found quite a few of these here. I'd say 15 maybe. So that was kind of interesting. Something else I wanted to show was some bubbling. I hadn't seen a lot of bubbling on these until just tonight. Let's see if I can find it here. And it's not really huge, but it is bubbling per se. Here we go, right there at the bottom of the shield. Just a little bit of light bubbling. Something to look for. I don't think they carry really any premium, but they're kind of fun to see and know what they are. Not really worth anything. I'll probably toss them back. Unless somebody says they want them, I'll send them to them. There was that one there, and I found one other one right here. And this is on the obverse, not the reverse. Right over, and where are you? It's funny, when you look at so many pennies, you forget where everything is. And that is just a scratch. It's right up in here, I thought. Give me just a second so I can find it. Again, like I mentioned earlier, look, there's so many pennies that sometimes you forget where these things are. But that is it right above the L. It's just a little bit of bubbling, a little bit of air gets underneath there when the 2 metals get together and it bubbles up just slightly. Some major bubbling will have it carry a premium. I don't think this one will. You guys know anything more about that, let me know. Other than that, there really wasn't a whole else lot on these. But those are kind of interesting. First ones I'd seen out of the 10 rolls. So 500 pennies, found 2 that bubbling. I don't know, I'd say probably 25 of the frosty Lincolns, I'll call them. Chili Lincolns, runny nose Lincolns, snotty nose Lincolns, whatever you want to call them. Found quite a few of those. These ones here, I don't even know how many I found of each of those. Just a ton. Just an absolute ton. So, let me get the next setup. Be right back. Okay, these ones here, which you can't see because they're coming out kind of blurry, I'm not going to bother putting on the magnifier because I'm noticing a very slight die crack under the bottom lip, and only the bottom lip. You can't see them on the magnifier. With the microscope, the magnifier you can, so I'm not going to bother putting those up, but they are there. These ones here, are actually partial plancha chips. And if I can get it, there we go. Let's see if I can find it. I'm going to have to adjust my scopes. Give me just a second. So right here is one of two partial chip planchets. It's not damaged, it's actually chipped. It's just not a very big chip, so it really doesn't carry much of a premium. Some people might call that a rim neck. Definitely leave your opinion on that, because I definitely want to know. I have one more of those to show. Be right back. Okay, here goes the second one that I have right there. And again, very, very minor. Again, it might be a rim neck, but it almost looks like a partial chip planchet to me. Definitely let me know your thoughts on that, as I'm kind of curious. I don't think they hold a heck of a lot of premium, especially being so small and insignificant and really not having any effect on the coin. The last 4 coins that I have here, however, are new die cracks that I found. Now, most of the die cracks that I've always seen have always been on the field. These ones that I'm finding over here actually are, you know, within the ribbon at the bottom, which is kind of interesting. You usually don't see them on the design itself. The last 4 I found all in the very last row, and they were literally one right after the other. I'm hoping to find a couple more of these here, as to me it's a really interesting die crack. And let me show you this one here real quickly. Get that one up there. I got to adjust my camera again. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Might have to lower this down a bit. There we go. See if you guys can see it. Oh, screen went black. Ugly guy. There we go. And as you can tell, I am a Red Sox fan. Isn't that awesome? I love when my laptop does that to me. Now, what we're looking at here, if it comes up, I'm hoping so, because I know I've seen it, is right there. If you look just above the eye, you can barely notice it. It's light, it's not very heavy, I almost missed it. But once I noticed it, I was looking for it, and it was literally on the next 4 straight. Right here. This here is a die crack on Lincoln's forehead. I don't see anything going down here, but it is going up that way there. And that is on all 4 of these, and I'll show all 4 to you real quickly. I haven't found any of those yet, so that is kind of an interesting find. And there you go, right there. You can see that one there a little clearer. And it's actually in a slightly different position and not as long. But again, let's see here. The second to last one. Whoops, that spun all over the place. And that one there again is moved just a little bit. I would not call that, I do believe that is actually a, there you go, you can see that one there a lot better there. Right up in here, going all the way up. Really interesting. As again, I said, you normally don't see them on the design, you normally see them on the field. I'm sure there are plenty out there that are on the design. I just normally don't see them myself. And this one here, if it comes up, it's like kind of play peekaboo there with me. There it is. You can kind of see it right here coming up, just like that. To me, it was a really interesting find. One I wasn't expecting. Not one I normally see. Like I showed in an earlier video, if you guys watch it, most of the ones that I found have been on the memorial backs, and they're usually toward a pointed end, which there was one I found already coming off the shield. I think that was in the last video I found that. Definitely check it out, as I am trying to explain what die cracks are. Die markers are something that is in the die throughout the whole process, which is what I'm starting to think a lot of these might be. Not actually die cracks. Some are actually die cracks, but not all of them. I think it's a die marker that might have turned into a die crack. I don't know if that is possible. Please let me know your thoughts on that. These right here, I believe, you know, might be probably the most significant of them, with these coming in second, and the rest of them just kind of, they're there. The chip planchet ones really don't hold anything, but it's another thing to look for when you're out there searching through a box of pennies. As the more significant the chip planchet, the more higher of a premium it's going to carry. These here, if I got a penny and a half each, I'd be like, wow. So yeah, there's really that. What am I going to do with all these? I don't know. A lot of these I'm probably just going to toss back. I'm going to look through them, see the more significant ones that I can find. Hold on to those, card them, put them to the side. These ones here I am going to hold on to. These ones, where it's such a slight die crack in there, and you can't even see it with the microscope, only with the loupe. It's kind of hard to say if I'm going to keep them at all. But this has been a lot of fun. 10 rolls down, 40 more to go out of this box, and I have 2 more. I'm probably going to continue doing videos. Probably do, like 2-3 rolls and then do a video on it. I'm not going to, pause, stop, back and forth, because that just takes so much longer to get these done. Like these 3 rolls here probably took me about an hour to do, whereas doing one video in one roll takes an hour if I keep going back and forth, pausing and stopping. So this makes it a lot easier for me, and you guys get to see the results and not have to wait, sort of, I guess. It makes it a lot quicker for me, and for me that's kind of important because time is always a constraint. Well, anyways, let me know what you think of these videos, if you like them, if you want me to keep making them, if you think I'm wasting my time, if you think I'm absolutely insane, or if it's something you find interesting, let me know. I've seen other comments, some people say, with the microscope that's this powerful, you can find pretty much an error on every coin. I don't think that is the case. I really don't. If there's an error on a coin, you can find it with one of these as well. You really can. And that is, I want to say, about I think that's a 10x, if not mistaken. And that brings it up to 20x there, or 15. I don't know the exact specifications, but it's like a 10 and a 15. Which really helps, bring out the die cracks, the errors, or the bubbling in this case here, as I have 2 of them that I found. And if you don't know a lot about errors, there's a lot of books to get out there. There's a lot of information online. I'll see if I can post some links later to help you guys out with that type of stuff, if you're into it. I am and I'm not. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I like it, but I've never really dove into it really hardcore. But again, like, subscribe, leave comments, let me know what you think of it. Share the video if you want. I'd really like to see that. And if anybody finds it really fascinating, give me a shout out video. Who knows, maybe you'll find something in the mail. Well, until next time, happy hunting.